until like I was in Puerto Rico at the time.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So
well, thank God the Jock didn't try and feed into the beast and tried to at least let things cool off.
I mean, you know what though? But it's like Dave's there by himself against 10 dudes. So what really can Dave do? Dave held his ground though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like proud of my man. You know what I'm saying? Because Dave ain't no coward, man. Dave done been around me and Dave done been around enough real ish. You know what I'm saying? Not to get all nervous when things happen. So you know what I'm saying?
And nor does he proclaim to be a gangster of any sort. He's a businessman. That's what you know about.
Dave Mays graduated from Harvard, handles business every day. Right around here and talk.
We got somebody running a rap magazine, graduated from Harvard. Smart man, right? Everybody know where the money is when black folks around, except black folks.
Met somebody who wants to beef with people. No. You know, if it's going to be that, then let that be his other half. Let that be me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Interscope Records and Jimmy Iovine seemingly using his financial wherewithal to possibly, well, he's supposedly put money behind your competing magazine, and are you afraid at all with this trial that they will try and financially drain you and shut the Source magazine down?
We're good. Me, Dave's good. Source magazine is good. We don't got the advertisement of Jimmy Iovine and his #1 coon, Russell Simmons.
Is that #1
Coon. We told you! Do you want to know what happened to black culture? What is wrong with us today? Now, if he was to walk in the hood 10, 20 years ago with that, what are you doing in here with that? Look like a hairy rat with a coat. He put a coat on his dog. The dog this big, about the size of a shoe. And he walking around with it. That is the new hip-hop. This is your hip-hop hero. You have no more culture. You have been absorbed. Listen to what he says about the #1 coon, Russell Simmons.
You know what I'm saying? We don't got the...
Wow.
We don't got the advertisement.
Did you just call him a coon?
I need a sound effect, folks. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, you know?
Why do you call him that? Why?
I mean, because he is. Because on every station he's sticking up for Eminem and trailer parks across the country. What does this guy know about that? He needs to worry about what's going on in Queens where he grew up and try to help some people over there. You know what I'm saying? While his wife is talking about gold toilet bowls.
Now, you know his wife got some kind of style program where all she talk about is toilet bowls and how we can make you over and the most superficial crap. And everything is makeover. This is the result of what I have said is the feminization of our society. We are worried about making over constantly. Queer people are bum rushing hard-working men to put makeup on them.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't think that Russell Simmons does a lot through his hip-hop action, Summit Action Network?
Man, Russell Simmons is a clown, man, and everybody knows it.
Did we have to wait for him to hear this? No, because we told you he was a clown.
Okay, Russell Simmons stuck up for Jimmy and Eminem because of years in, you're not going to hear too much more from Russell. Like, you don't hear too much more. Like, the whole thing is over with, really.
Right.
You don't hear too much from him no more.
And let me just say this, in fairness, Russell, if you would like to call the show, of course, you know, we'll give you the opportunity to say what's on your mind. Just have to put that out there. But
Damn, Russell, call up.
yeah, please.
If he call, ain't nobody gonna get to talk.
Because Russell can talk.
We be here till tomorrow.
Man, Russell, see, you know what Russell is to corporate America? They believe Russell is the pulse of hip-hop, corporate America.
Because they don't.
He is what is called a what? A hip-hop mogul.
Know better.
You see, exactly. But as long as Russell can, you know what I'm saying, say the stuff that he says and go to the Hamptons and, you know, look like he's, you know what I'm saying, go like Fashion Week, Mr. Fashion Week, but it's not really, he doesn't represent us. He doesn't represent the struggle. He doesn't represent the music. And it's really sad that Russell has him turned to this because at one point, Russell Simmons did mean something. So now it's just all about paper. It's all about money for these people.
Isn't it inevitable, though, that it all comes down to that?
Nah, not for me it don't. Not for David don't. You see, so that's why I really can't believe it does. You know, it doesn't for me. It's about the future of our music. It's about the future of our culture.
Really? Is there a light peeking through?
And, you know, the stuff we do today are going to end up coming back to Harvest tomorrow.
Told you that 10 years ago. Maybe it takes time. A minute or two, because you know in the underground, we like 5 years ahead of everybody.
Trust me.
Are you even the slightest bit concerned that with Busta, who signed to Dre, and Dre, who signed to Interscope, and Eve, who signed to Dre, and G-Unit, and 50, all that affiliation?
So Busta's gone. Eve, well, she was gone when she began. The G-Unit. All of these people are now gravitating like moths to a flame into Interscope. Now listen to what Benzino says about that gravitation of black talent to Interscope and about your boy, the one I told you how much hip-hop went for on the open market. What was that? 50 Cent. Now every time you see, say when he's on the red carpet going into some kind of function, what would his fans shout to him to get his attention? $50, $50, $50. What that sound like? Auction! That's how much hip-hop was worth on the open market to these crackers. And remember, I told you they bought and sold you for 50 cents. And as soon as this white boy came out, I knew hip-hop was gone, period. Because Elvis Presley had come back on the scene.
I don't even want to cut you off, but remember, like Mary went over to Aftermath and she hasn't been doing so well, so it's not like everybody going over to that one spot is going to do good, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
right.
That whole sound is going to start getting tired. Even your man Boo Boo had to push his album back, great Boo Boo had to push his album back.
Who's that?
50.
Boo Boo.
He had to push his album back from St. Valentine's Day to like March something now, so, you know.
I'm out the loop on the Boo Boo thing. Could somebody get me up to speed,
I don't
please?
know. It was just funny.
I
What is
knew
that?
his nickname back in Queens, Boo Boo.
When last you heard somebody named Boo Boo? Yogi Bear! Now you know, if he came out with a name like that in the hip-hop community, so his name is Boo Boo. Now y'all got something that y'all can spread around in the community. Kind of take him down a notch on the thug list, doesn't it?
Come on. This goes in the morning where nicknames get exposed.
Believe that.
I was going to ask you if you were even the slightest bit concerned that if you don't have these artists like that supporting your magazine, that eventually that's going to turn people off.
I mean, eventually all these artists are running over. They're going to find out that they're not going to really be able to eat because everybody's going to be in one kitchen. When you got everybody in one kitchen, how can everybody eat? Everybody's bumping into each other. Right. Some people taking all the chicken. Some people took all the rice. It's not going to work like that.
Now, the reason why I took this time and kind of saturated this moment with what I had to say is because I need a little time to get the I told you so over. If you heard it from me, but if you hear it from the broader society, that it's all crumbling, it's coming down. Now what you going to do about it? They snatched hip-hop. Just like they snatched R&B, they snatched everything that we have done strategically. It's tactical to undermine who you are. They took so-called jazz at the level that Grover Washington and Stanley Turrentine have just elevated jazz to a whole kind of rhythm and blues jazz feel. And we remember Mr. Magic. That was the first so-called smooth jazz. And as soon as that happened, they exported that over to Europe, and all the Europeans began doing smooth jazz, and then they exported it back, because Gary Bird told me while I was riding in the car. He said, man, you got to check this new station out called CD 101.9. And everybody playing was getting down like Grover Washington, but we're white. So now what we're saying to you, beloved brothers and sisters, who do have a chance to listen to this tape, because it's going to get deeper, you now have to understand, overstand, and understand that your culture is your prize. Your music is what sets you free and everyone else. If you did not estrange yourself by being caught up in the games, dealing with visuals that don't do anything for us as a people, showing that you have been colonized. Now, a man sitting up there with a name like Ludacris, doing something as stupid as this to show that he has money when people are hungry, is ludicrous. And it ain't like you're looking at a man that is trying to say something and then clown like Funkadelic and George Clinton, because when George Clinton clowned, he put the serious information inside of it. He would be the court jester whose job it was to criticize the king and get away with it right in front of the king. Because if you said, anyone else said what the jester would say to the king, off with his head. So the court jester now has been lost. One of our most powerful mouthpieces to the king has become now a joke. It ain't like we get this ludicrous to them is what we are. And when this fool is burning a Benjamin Franklin to show me he got money, it shows me he ain't got no sense. He may have dollars, but he ain't got no sense. Oh, disturbing the peace. What peace? What peace? Another very ill and sick part of this whole deal is the fact that the rap community has taken hundreds and thousands of dollars of the money that they earned off our children to give back to the cracker so that they could make this stupid bling.